Thank You is a really special song for me because it's something me and Melissa co-wrote together. We were up late and she had her guitar and I heard her sing from the other side of the house. Lord,
Wow.
you don't have to come, but you always do. And you show up in splendor and you change the whole room. A couple weeks before we were going to record the song, I was with the Lord just singing it, and he said, Melissa thought that she was singing the song to me, but actually I was singing the song to Melissa. I've just watched her over and over again just choose to worship the Lord in the middle of some hard situations. And the Lord says she always shows up, and when she does, when she walks into my throne room, it changes everything.
Wow.
To me, that's the most amazing moments of worship, is when he interrupts us with his song. Like those moments where we're singing, Lord, you're worthy, you're worthy. And then he interrupts us and he's like, no, you're worthy.
Son of God started one day. I was just spending time with the Lord with my guitar, and I actually sent it to Jeremy first. He said, man, what if you opened it up and made it about God, the King of Glory? And then I brought it to Nashville to a guy named Jason Ingram. We just started writing on the chorus and just started worshiping, really, just kind of get in the Lord's presence and see what happens. And bam, all of a sudden those first few lines happened. We just kind of sat there in the presence, and over the next hour or so finished that chorus and then brought it to Brian and the crew here. Lyrically, I think anytime you're talking about the cross, anytime you're talking about what Jesus did, you have to find a new way to say it. You know, take me there. Take me to what it looked like, what it felt like. Everyone wants a home, a place where they can enter in and feel confident, feel like they can be themselves. And for us, that's what the cross does. It allows us to enter into his presence. It allows us to come close, knowing that we're accepted, knowing that we're his.
Lion and Lamb started in California, actually. It was in Dinuba, like in the middle of nowhere. People are just so hungry. They're going through real issues, really tough problems that like I couldn't imagine going through. On the last night, we were leading worship, and it was just this manifest presence of God that I hadn't felt like that in a long time. And I was, just snot everywhere. I'm just crying and just like a mess, but in a good way. Like God was doing a lot of stuff in my heart. And while I was there in the piano, God just dropped that chorus. Our God is the Lion of Judah, like the whole chorus just dropped right there. I can count on my hand that many times that's ever happened. It's a real rare thing. I was at a writer's retreat and I sang the idea for one of my buddies, Brenton Brown. I couldn't think of anything very triumphant for the verse, but he just nailed it right on the head. And I was like, that's a classic example of like co-writing with somebody. They come from a different perspective and they'll sing something that I would have never thought about singing, and it was awesome.
I feel like there's not a lot of songs like that tell me he's a lion and he's fighting for us, he's a warrior, but at the same time he's a gentle lamb and pure and was slain, before the foundation of the earth. He already has the victory in his hands.
That's right.
That's exactly so right. We don't actually have to be worried about the battle that we're going through because he's already won it for us.
Yeah. Like if you look at the Levites, they're the musical tribe. They would go before the army and sing and shout and dance and blow trumpets, and they were in harm's way. They didn't have any weapons of warfare in the sense of swords and shields, but they had trumpets, they had harps, they had percussive instruments in their voices. And they were warring with it. And what's cool is they didn't sing a song about war. They sang a song about the love of God. Come on. They began to sing, the Lord is good, and his steadfast love endures forever. I mean, you think about that. So the love of God is my war song.